This week in Practical AI, OpenAI released a privacy model that looks genuinely useful in real workflows. Google spent Cloud Next talking like the agent era is already here. XAI launched a voice agent API that sounds like it wants your support queue. And the AI compute arms race got even less subtle. If you build websites, automations, tools, or anything AI adjacent, here's what actually matters. Hi, I'm Digital Kevin. This is The Experiment. Instead of trying to cover all AI news, I'm filtering for the updates that matter to people like me, builders, site owners, AI tool users, and anyone trying to separate signal from hype before lunch is over. Story 1. OpenAI released Privacy Filter on April 22, 2026. This is not another giant general-purpose model announcement. It's a smaller, open-weight model specifically built to detect and redact personally identifiable information in text. OpenAI says it can run locally, supports long inputs up to 128,000 tokens, and is aimed at privacy workflows like masking training data, logs, indexing pipelines, and review systems. That matters because this is the kind of AI release normal builders can actually use. If you're building anything that touches user data, support transcripts, client notes, or scraped content, this is a lot more practical than yet another benchmark chart. My builder takeaway: privacy tooling is becoming part of the stack, not an afterthought. And honestly, that is good news for anyone who would prefer not to explain to users why their personal data ended up in the wrong pipeline. Story 2. Google Cloud. Next 2026 is basically Google saying the agent era is no longer theoretical. Google highlighted a new Gemini enterprise agent platform, new 8th generation TPUs, and a broader push toward what it keeps calling the agentic enterprise. That phrase is a little corporate, but the underlying point is real. The infrastructure companies are no longer just selling models. They're trying to become the operating system for agents, tools, governance, and enterprise workflows. If you care about back-end systems, orchestration, automation, or where serious AI implementation is heading, this matters more than a random consumer chatbot feature. My takeaway: 2026 is looking less like the year of cool demos and more like the year platform companies try to own the full agent stack. Story 3, and this is the one that might trigger office small talk. XAI launched Grok Voice Think Fast 1.0 on April 23, 2026. Their pitch is that it's a flagship voice agent API built for messy real-world use, interruptions, background noise, structured data capture, and tool calling. XAI says it supports more than 25 languages and is already being used in Starlink phone workflows. So yes, the water cooler version of this story is the AI phone agent keeps getting better, which is either exciting, terrifying, or both depending on whether you work in support. My practical takeaway: voice agents are moving out of demo territory and into actual operational workflows. If your business has appointment booking, lead qualification, repetitive intake, or support triage, this category is getting harder to ignore. Story 4 is the bigger industry signal. Anthropic announced on April 20, 2026 that it expanded its Amazon collaboration to secure up to 5 gigawatts of compute for training and deploying Claude. Meta also announced a deeper Broadcom partnership to build more custom AI silicon, with an initial rollout exceeding 1 gigawatt and plans to scale further. You do not need to memorize the gigawatts. The practical point is that the AI race is now visibly about infrastructure at ridiculous scale. This matters because the companies with the most compute, custom silicon, and deployment capacity are shaping what becomes cheap, fast, and available to the rest of us later. My takeaway: the next phase of AI competition is not just model quality, it's compute, distribution, and who can afford to industrialize the stack. And one quick extra note from OpenAI. ChatGPT Images 2.0 rolled out on April 21, 2026, and Images with Thinking is now available on paid plans. For creators, marketers, and anyone making thumbnails, slides, or quick visual assets, that matters. Not because image generation is new, because the workflow keeps getting tighter, which, to be honest, is good for productivity and mildly threatening for anyone whose job used to begin with, "Can you make me a quick graphic?" That is the first practical AI brief. If this format works, I'll keep doing it. Official sources, short runtime, practical takeaways, and only the AI news that actually seems useful to builders. Thanks for watching.